understanding or picture of the part of the world we live in, Belfast, is that people still want community, they still want life, they still want answers, and we had a sense of being called to dig wells, places of life, particularly among people who perhaps for whatever reason are now distanced from church and find the idea of becoming part of church as we know it quite a difficult thing. So we set off just over 5 years ago, and we began in a pub in a little village, a commuter village on the edge of Belfast called Moneyray. At about that time we picked up a report, a Church of England report called Mission Shaped Church, and found in it the sorts of questions that we were asking. We're thrilled at the possibilities of digging wells that could look like different sorts of things, that would reflect the people among whom the well was being dug, rather than reflecting what we would like the new church to become. We now have what I would describe as a network of wells, but possibly even more importantly, a network of people who are committed to the idea of mission-shaped lives.
Resound is a group of about 30-40 young people. We're one of the wells based in a place called Dunmurry in South Belfast. On Saturday nights, which is probably our main focus, we run a drop-in centre, which basically kids come and they do many different things. We have a pool table, sit, eat, have a cafe. On Sundays, we meet with a lot of the leaders and maybe do a bit of a Bible study, time of worship, but the biggest thing for that is a time of fellowship where we can talk about what we've done the past week.
What I get personally out of Resound is that it's like a big family, and we all care for each other and look after each other and check that we're all keeping it sweet with God, and also it just gives you a good chance to build up your leadership skills.
My wife and I moved here to the Shankill Road about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago now. We are trying to explore what church looks like in a kind of working class context. This is the Peace Wall behind me, which divides the Shankill and the Falls roads. And basically what we do is we're just trying to build up relationships with people. We're trying to grow something that's a little bit organic and kind of free-flowing, that doesn't need a hierarchical structure, but just kind of revolves around discipleship and friendships, really.
One Friday night we were out walking around the community, and we discovered a crowd of teenagers sitting along the windowsills of those shops, doing what teenagers do. The second shop unit in from Passion was up to let, and we asked them if we opened that as a coffee shop just for them, would they like to be part of that? They said they would. 5-6 years on, we're hoping some of them are going to meet this morning. It's a Sunday morning, hoping they're going to meet to do something that's about faith and about their lives with Christ.
Whenever you turn around, it's not somebody that's...
Leading a place like Tidy's can be quite fraught. They come from a variety of backgrounds. They're loud. There's other moments whenever there's confidence is shared, like, you know, when you realise that you've earned the right to speak into somebody's life. Those are big things.
This is a prayer room with tinies. The guys can come in anytime, and if they have something in their minds, they can just write it on the wall and be prayed with by all the leaders. And it's great to have a prayer room here.
I lead a small group called Networks, and as part of what we do, we feel it's very important to get involved in the community. And today, on this Sunday, we have come to Ormeau Park in Belfast to be part of the Memory Walk. And that's particularly to do with my family because my father suffers from Alzheimer's, but it's also our way of interacting and being out in the community and meeting people and just involving ourselves out there. In some ways, Networks probably looks most like a church that most people would understand more than any of the other wells, in that we would meet regularly as a large group. Our mission is to those around us, those people that we have contact with, be that in our work setting, at university, for our younger children in the school that they go to. And those are the people that we're trying to reach out to. That's our mission field.
I personally engage in a little group of us who go to my local pub. We've got lots of new friends. We've been working hard at growing a sense of community among those guys. We now spend time with them in the evenings and during the day, weekends. We celebrate birthdays together, been on picnics with our families together.
I met Adrian upstairs in the Alp. One of the comments I made when I realised Adrian was actually a minister was, I said to him, and it just came out of the blue, "Are you the guy that fixes lives?" Because there was something missing in my life at that time.
We do enjoy the idea of being a family of families, of being able to support each other, but not gathered geographically or around a particular part of the city or around a particular ministry, but around the idea of mission and of having been called to live our lives out in that world. We'd love to go on being part of that. As we get older, I suppose my personal dream is that I could bore a well in the nursing home where I'm sitting in 30 years' time, and just go on living that mission-shaped life.